Hi guys, this is language video number 3, and today we're going to be talking about if a word is a preposition or an adverb, because sometimes it can get tricky. So let's see, we're going to look at page 275 to 276, and we're going to see how can we tell the difference between a preposition and an adverb. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. It should be popping up really quickly. Okay, there it goes. We're so excited. Okay, so a preposition. What's a preposition? It kind of adds substance to a sentence, right? And remember, I like to say a preposition is something you can do like with a box, above the box, beside the box, in the box, around the box, okay? Let's look at what an adverb is. We're at the top of page 275. It says an adverb can describe a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. It has 3 jobs. It could describe a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. And who remembers what word did I use for describe? Because I know it's going to be coming up when you go into 6th grade. The word is called modify. Describe or modify is the same thing. An adverb tells how, when, or where about the verb. So it tells how, when, or where about a verb. Most adverbs tell how, end in the words or the 2 letters ly. That's our key. Hey, that's an adverb. It ends in ly. Now, do all words that end in ly, are they adverbs? Nope. So we got to be careful with that. Adverbs are not always written near the verbs that they describe. So let's look at our examples that they gave us. We have the first sentence here. It says, the first emperor of China carefully planned the wall. And we have to look at our verb. Our verb is planned. I'll make that a little bit bigger for you so you can see it. Our verb is planned. How was it planned? It was planned carefully. So carefully is describing the verb plan, and it's answering the questions how. Let's look at the second one that they've given us. The wall contained dirt inside. Where did it contain dirt? Inside. Okay, so inside is our adverb, and it's telling us where it contained. Contained is our verb. Where did it contain? It contained inside. Remember, not all adverbs end in ly, because this is an adverb inside, and it doesn't end in ly. And then we have one more. Today, many people visit the Great Wall of China. My mother-in-law has actually been to that place. That's pretty cool, huh? So we have today, but let's find our verb in that sentence. You guys know what it is? Say it if you know it. It's visit. Okay, and it's answering the question when. When do they visit? They visit today. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's just a little review on what adverbs do. A preposition shows the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in the sentence. The preposition is written in a prepositional phrase and has an object of the preposition. The dirt lay inside. Then we have the sentence that's right next to it. The dirt lay inside the wall. Well, inside is the same word, but guess what? One is a preposition and one is an adverb. See if you can tell which one is which. Give you a second. See if you can see which one is which. Now, some of you guys will be able to easily see that the word inside has nothing that comes after it, right? So if it has nothing that comes after it, it cannot be a preposition, even if you don't know if it's an adverb or preposition. If there is nothing that comes after that word inside, inside has to be an adverb. And it's asking the question, where? Inside. But let's look at the second sentence over here. It says the dirt lay inside the wall. Well, okay, we have inside the wall as our prepositional phrase. So we got to be very careful, and I showed you one little way that we can tell. If the word or if the word that we're looking at comes at the end of a sentence and there's no other words after it, then it has to be an adverb. Okay, but if it's in a prepositional phrase, then obviously it has to be a preposition. Let's read the words underneath. It says, inside is an adverb in this sentence because it does not have an object. It doesn't say inside. Inside what? I don't know. It doesn't say, right? The word inside tells where the dirt lay. Let's look at the next one. The dirt lay inside the wall. By adding two words to the sentence, inside becomes a preposition. The object of the preposition is wall. The prepositional phrase inside the wall tells where the dirt was. Okay, let's keep going. So there are some common words that are can be easily mistaken as an adverb or a preposition. And the words are here. And if I were you, I'd refer back to this several times as you're doing your paper today, because it's going to help you. But some of the words that are sometimes can be an adverb or a preposition are above, across, along, around, below, by, down, in, inside, near, off, on, out, outside, over, through, under, and up. Now, are those the only words that can only be prepositions or adverbs? No, but those are the most common ones that they can be. So if you are a little bit confused, that's okay. Go back and rewind and watch the first part of this video, okay? So you'll be able to know or to get a better grasp of what's going on. But let's look at this guided practice. Let me shrink that down a little bit for you. It says, fill in the circle to tell whether each underlined word is an adverb or a preposition. Okay, number one, the enemy is near. Well, this word they have is near. Who remembers? The word is at the end of a sentence. What's the only thing it can be if it doesn't have words after it and it's at the end of a sentence? Right, it is an adverb. Very good. That one is an adverb because there's no preposition or object of the preposition there. Let's look at number two. The wall kept the enemy out for many years. Okay, well, it's within the middle of a sentence, so let's keep digging deeper if it's in the middle of a sentence. First thing I would do if I were you is find prepositional phrases. The wall kept the enemy out for many years. Do we have any prepositional phrases in this sentence? There is one. What do you think it is? For many years. Okay, now this changes our thinking just a little bit, right? The word out. The wall kept the enemy out. Basically, out is ending the sentence if that prepositional phrase wasn't there. So do you think it's an adverb or a preposition? Does it have an object to the preposition? No, it does not. So it is an adverb. And if you're thinking, wait, Mrs. Rossini, isn't years the object of the preposition? It is a object of a preposition or an object of a preposition, but it's the object of the preposition for and not the word out. Okay, let's keep going. I like to change the colors and make it fun for you guys. Number three, the wall was not connected across the entire border of China. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, we notice that it is not at the end of a sentence. Okay, so it could be an adverb or a preposition. First thing we're gonna do is find some prepositional phrases. The wall was not connected across the entire border of China. Guess what? There are two prepositional phrases in this sentence. See if you can find them. Of China is one of them. Think you know what the other one is? Across the entire border. Ooh, I'm thinking to myself, ding, 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 ding. I know what across is. Do you think you know what across is? If you said preposition, you're right, because it starts a prepositional phrase, so it has to be a preposition. Good, let's try one more. If you want to challenge yourself, what you can do is press pause and do it, and then come back and see if you got the right answer, okay? So number four, the enemy finally found a way around the wall. Well, first we're gonna find prepositions, prepositional phrases. Do you think there's one in there? Yep, there's one, around the wall. Oops, wrong one. Around the wall. So we are looking at the word around, and it starts a prepositional phrase. So what is it? It's a preposition. So guys, listen to how I'm working through these sentences because you can ask yourself the same question. First of all, does the word they're asking me to determine if it's an adverb or preposition, does it end a sentence? If it does, it has to be an adverb right away. If it doesn't, then find prepositional phrases. If it begins a prepositional phrase, it's a preposition. If it's not in a prepositional phrase, then it has to be an adverb. Okay? Let's look at the bottom of this first page. It says use the word around as an adverb and as a preposition to expand the sentence. The squirrel ran. Well, I think finding prepositions first or doing prepositional phrases is a little bit easier. So I'm going to start with preposition. The squirrel ran. Where would the squirrel run? How about the squirrel ran, and you don't have to put this one, but you can. The squirrel ran around my backyard. Funny story, when we first moved into the house that we're in right now, we caught a squirrel. And the poor thing was hurt, and so we kind of nursed it back to health, and when we let it go, and when we let that squirrel go, it like took off like lightning, and then it ran back across the yard and scared me, and I jumped really high because it tried to like, I thought it was going to run up my leg, but it really didn't, but it was kind of scary, right? Okay, so let's look at adverb. I want you to pause, and I want you to try to do one with an adverb. See if you can just do a sentence with an adverb. Press pause. Okay, if you're back, let's look. Could we just say, because we know adverbs can end a sentence, could we just say the squirrel ran around? We definitely could. The squirrel ran around. We don't have to say where it ran. Around in this case ends the sentence, so it has to be an adverb. Where did it run? It ran around. In this sentence, the second one, around my backyard is a prepositional phrase, and the prepositional phrase begins with the preposition around. So this is what I want you to do. You're in a minute going to do the second page. It's page 276. Okay, but first I want you to turn the page over to 276, and we're going to do the bottom together. Now, I know you see the answers down here, but I do have the answers. But let's look at page 276. It says, apply and listen. Listen as your teacher reads Psalm 23:5. List the prepositions that you hear. Okay, I'm going to read it to you, and I put it at the bottom of my page, and if you want to, you can copy it down. It says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Well, how do you find prepositions? What's the easiest way that we found to find prepositions? Find the prepositional phrases. Good. So let's read this. It says, you prepare a table before me. Is there a prepositional phrase there? There is. It's before me. What would be your preposition? Before. Good. In the presence of my enemies. Are there prepositional phrases there? There's two of them. In the presence and of my enemies. My prepositions start my prepositional phrases. So it'd be in and of. Let's keep going. You anoint, that's not a word. You anoint my head with oil. Prepositional phrase? Yes, with oil. Preposition starts a prepositional phrase, and then my cup runs over. Now be careful because over could be a preposition, but in this case, it's an adverb, and we know it's an adverb because it ends the sentence. I just made it a little darker, but it does end the sentence. So the four prepositions are before, they are before, in, of, and with. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Pause it. Follow the directions. You're going to do the same exact thing that we just did, and you get to do some little creative writing at the bottom of it, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, hopefully you've paused, and now let's look at this. For your independent practice, it says fill in the circle to tell whether each underlined word is an adverb or a preposition. Well, along the wall, houses are built. So we knew as a preposition because of, and I bet you some of you guys have those prepositional phrases there, along the wall. Number 2, the most famous part of the wall is near Beijing. Near Beijing is a prepositional phrase. Number 3, the wall is easy to visit when the city is near. When a city is near. So we have near at the end of a sentence, and that's our key. Ooh, it's got to be an adverb, right? Number 4, troops marched on the Great Wall of China. Prepositional phrases, on the Great Wall and of China. So on is a preposition. Number 5 is a little tricky. Stones were hauled up in baskets. Well, first thing we do, if it's not at the end of the sentence, we say, are there prepositional phrases? And in this case, in baskets is a prepositional phrase. So up is an adverb. And number 6, on top of the wall, wagons pulled supplies through. Ding, 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 ding. It's at the end of a sentence, so it has to be an adverb. Good. So let's look at the second part, 7 through 10. It says add an adverb from the word bank to expand each sentence. 7, the big black tire spun around because tires spin around and around. 8, huge tracks rumbled by. Trucks, not tracks, 2 trucks rumbled by. Number 9, a horn blared above. And 10, the traffic stopped below. Okay, so the next part I thought was pretty cool. It says add a prepositional phrase to expand each sentence. Can you add more than one? Oh yeah, you can definitely add more than one. You guys are great creative writers, so I'm sure some of you added more than one. 11, cold rain splashed on my face. 12, the icy wind whipped around the building. 13, my puppy snuggled on the couch. 14, the door to my bedroom suddenly opened. Ooh. And 15, my brother trudged in the mud. Now, if you have something different, just make sure you have a prepositional phrase, which starts with a preposition and ends with the object of a preposition. Okay, so hopefully you did well. If you have any trouble, first I want you to try to go back and listen to the lesson again, and then I want you to contact me so we can go over it together, okay? Guys, you are so amazing, and you're doing such a good job, and I am just so proud of you, and I miss you guys like crazy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.